Hey guys, this is Anna with Anna Travels, back with a Coffee Talk Friday. So, over the summer, because I had like a lot of time because of COVID, I started doing Friday coffee talks, like live streaming, but I stopped doing them because I started getting busy with my current job. And while I'm still going to be busy, I think I can start resuming them again. My workflow is still crazy. Like, honestly, from November 1st to November 10th, I worked. And, but my boss is coming back from maternity leave soon, I think the 23rd or the 30th. So I'm going to resume it. I'm going to try to get a webcam. I think now that they're not like hot commodities as much. So I do want to continue Friday talks, and basically the Friday coffee talks will be about pretty much anything. Some related to travel, some not related to travel, some related to gear, or just simply just me venting every Friday. So today, coffee mug is, I figured because it's Friday and the new Mandalorian episode came out, it's the child or baby Yoda. I just want to go. I don't understand why people are so angry about the eggs. I was like, he's a kid, he's a toddler. Toddlers don't know, like, they don't know that it's a sentient being. He's just a toddler. He wants eggs. He seems to already like frogs. And apparently she was a frog lady. Though I thought she was like a leopard gecko. So, I'm like, toddlers are just kids. They don't understand, like, they just want things. They just want to eat things. They want to just do what they want. And yeah, you can like teach them, but you know, like, he didn't really like teach him. He just said no. And that like once or twice, and that was it. So, but yeah, baby Yoda drama apparently. So, and this is a cafe con leche. Oh, I made it perfect today. I was like, been making it a little, I think I've been making it a little weak, the espresso, so it's been not as good the past few days. I have been also eating these things. My husband, I would get them for my husband, but because I try to do low carb, I like don't eat them. But then I was like really hungry one morning and I ate them, and now I got addicted to them because they're like perfect with the cafe con leche. But I need to go back on my diet because I've pretty much gained all the weight. And also it's like because of stress. I've been so stressed out with doing my job, but also doing my boss's job. I think stress really, really does play. It's, stress does things to your body, and, I'm aware of it, and I know that I need to go back to being good because I was doing really good. I had lost 7 pounds, so I just need to refocus, realign myself. I had a little bit added stress because my parents are actually coming in later today, and, like, even though I don't have like COVID, but you're like, you could be asymptomatic, and I'm like, what if I give it to my parents? But my parents are gonna come up anyways. And I was just like, because I'm not sick at all. But it's just like, that's been like I think that's the huge thing about COVID is you don't know you have it. I mean, you can be asymptomatic. It's not like with the flu, you know you have it. But other than stress, we finally cleaned the guest room, which has been on like our to-do list forever. It's more like reshifting some of the junk and putting some of the other, like, it's not junk, but putting some of the stuff in bins and stuff. And it's actually been stuff that we've kind of been wanting to do anyways, because even though we're not moving right now, I have been slowly trying to like consolidate, and especially things that we don't really need right now. Can go in a like tote bag, not a tote bag, or yeah, a tote bag or storage bin, so that we can just, when we ready to move, we can just, the small collectible items can be somewhere safe, and we don't have to worry about it. We have a storage unit out near actually where we want to move to. We've narrowed down like 3 areas that we want to move to, and yeah, so right now there's nothing. There's nothing that's 10 acres in our price point that is suitable. the market, a beautiful house, and I wish we were ready. Like, we're just not ready yet. We'll probably be ready by April because we're still trying to pay off some debt to get our, what do they say, the debt to income ratio down, you know, and so it's just not happening as fast as we want, and then saving. But we have a plan, we have a realtor who's ready to start looking for us, but, you know, I'm still kind of looking, but that house was perfect. Well, at least we think it was perfect. Like, visually, like, you can go and see all these houses, these fancy houses on website, but until you actually go and, like, you walk in and you're like, oh, this house is horrible. It looks beautiful because they had a good photographer, but then you get in there and you're like, oh, this place it's not for you. I'm cautiously planning a trip, and I say cautiously because, you know, I really think that we're set for another round of shutdowns in the United States. I don't think they're going to happen like right now. I think maybe after Biden comes into office. I think that's one of the plans that his group of scientists want to do. Even though I saw like an article that what's his name? You know, I hear his name so much, and then when I try to say it, I can't say it. But you know, that doctor, he doesn't really think it's going to help, but you know, I think we're going to have another round of shutdowns. So I'm not, like, we haven't put any money down, but we're going to. And I told my friend, you know, the resort is easier to get our money back than like the plane tickets. So next paycheck, I'm going to put the deposit down for resort. And I am a part-time travel agent. And one of my 2020 goals before Corona hit was to actually like start getting more into selling all-inclusives. So I do primarily Disney and Universal. Those are like my, you know, bread and butter. And I also have gotten specialties in Korea and Japan because I had a lot of people that know that I used to live in Japan, even though I was a kid. I'm like, I don't really remember. But, you know, we have good, like, you know, we have good suppliers and good tour, like, guides. So, you know, I helped my friend also with Korea. And I got my Korean travel agency cert, and I started working on Japan before my new job went psychotic. And I actually, they sent me an email, like, don't forget to finish your certification. And I was like, okay, I need to. But our trip that we're planning will be to Mexico. So Cancun specifically. I think Mexico has one of the more lenient restrictions on getting into the country. And it is one of the places that I do want to travel to. My husband can't come, and he was like, I don't really, you know, we discussed it. Like, I also didn't want to go by myself, but he really didn't want me going by myself, even though I know there's like fellow travel agents that always go by themselves to Cancun. But for myself, I kind of wanted to go with someone. And one of my friends actually said that she would. So because I need a break, been working so much since my boss had her baby early, and plus, like, this will also kind of be a scouting trip so that I can, you know, it's hard to sell something that you don't really have never been. You know, you could take word from other travel agents and other people, but it's best to experience for yourself. So over the summer, I took the AM Resorts training class, and I became a master agent. And so I'm using the travel agent rate, because it saved me like $1,000. And so we're gonna try and go. We have it set out, the dates, we have all the budget stuff laid out, just need to actually start spending money. I wanted to see how the elections went and how like crazy everything was going to be, or how crazy the world was going to erupt. But I mean, besides some protesting, like I think like protesting in DC a little bit, it doesn't seem like the world went as crazy as everybody thought it was going to do post-election. So, which is good. So I wanted to talk about my upcoming vlogs. I have like not a lot going on right now because I've been so busy. I've actually shot, like I have a second channel, so if you want to go to my second channel, Kaiju Bites, I do more food reviews. I mean, I do a few food reviews, but it's more in relation to like the vlog day. But for those, I do tastings, I do more, I'm putting my unboxings onto that channel, except for a few that I've already said I would committed to, but in the future, all of my unboxings will be on Kaiju Bites. And then, so I've actually shot a lot of vlogs for that one, but I have not edited anything. I've been so busy. So like I'm hoping when my boss comes back, I can start like having like a few hours during the day. And also I'm not working until 7 or 8 o'clock doing reports and stuff, that I can actually, instead of working on reports for work, I can actually like edit again. My desktop actually went down. Apparently I built my own desktop. And I have to say, it was fun in an aggravating way. People have strengths in different things. Putting together a puzzle, like my brain doesn't like seem to work like that. So it's been doing a puzzle and then trying to put together a desktop was like, it was fun in some ways, but aggravating in other ways. I use Matt Johnson. I forgot his YouTube name's a lot longer. It's like Matt something something Johnson. He's a wedding videographer and photographer on YouTube, and he has a guide. He has multiple guides. He has like guide for making a budget video editing PC. He has a guide to making more high end. You know, I actually decided to go for the low end for editing 4K. And if like, I don't know if anybody really pays attention to like, oh, those videos are 4K or not. I don't. I just watch YouTube. But I've been starting to shoot in 4K because my desktop can handle it. So I actually, altogether with all the parts, I spent $900 to build a 4K desktop. So if you want to look at that guide, I'll link it up. It was super easy. Now there was some stuff I did a little bit different, and so it confused me, and so I had to like look at some other guides to be like, okay, well I did this. But all in all, for someone like me who has never put together a desktop, it was pretty basic. Like I was, you know, because my dad used to build computers, and I think that's what I remember back in the day when my dad would be like, duh, 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 duh. And it was like, okay, looks intense. Would I do it again? No, because troubleshooting is the issue. I had no idea what was wrong with it. I thought it was my monitor connection. I thought like maybe the cord was like screwy, so I like kept buying new cords, and then and then it completely went dark, and I didn't know what was going on. And people are like, oh, just take out your graphics card, just take it out, put it back in, like blah blah blah. I didn't know what I was doing. I took it to a store down the street, Geek Zone. They were super nice because I was like, I don't know anything about computers. And I was afraid that they would be like, well, why'd you put together one? But the guy in the store was super sweet. He was like, no judgment. And it was the motherboard, like the paste in the motherboard. And so it was like $100 to fix. And then he was like, do you want us to do like some of the, like, I guess, because I didn't, it was actually more than $100. I think I spent $200 total because when I went to take off the Microsoft, like, what is it, the OS code, the product code, I didn't take it off properly off my old computer. So when I went to sit down and put it in, it wasn't installed, and I had already given that computer away. So dumb. I should have waited until made sure, but you know what? Mistakes were made. And I was like, I told my husband, I was like, it's gonna cost me $100 just to put that on, and like they can just make it perfect. And so I paid $200 to fix it, and it's been running awesome. But you know, if I had known about the paste, I wouldn't have known what to do. I mean, I'd probably go to YouTube and like search it, but still, I was like, you know what? $200 to have it fixed and done and have my computer back, because I don't just use this computer for editing. I actually like also use it for my side business, which is the travel agency stuff. But my other side business, I know I have two small businesses. I use it for my horse show business too, and so I was like, I really need my computer back, because I had, we're doing virtual horse shows for some people that are still nervous about showing at, you know, at a real show. So we had that, I had that deadline coming up. So, but yeah, just probably rambling too much. The last thing I'm going to talk about today, before I have to get to work and also clean the house just a little bit more, is this lens. So this is the Olympus Zico 7-14mm Pro lens. This guy, I want to get a wide angle lens. So I've tested out the Lumix 7, oh no, that's not 7. Is it 8 to 18mm lens, and I really liked it. I've used it in Norway, and I used it also at Disney. I rented it twice. And I was like, you know what, this is the other lens that's very, very kind of in the same, not same, I guess maybe same boat. They're both wide angle lenses that are about the same price point. This is one touch more expensive than the Lumix. And so, I mean, on paper, I wanted the Lumix, and I've experienced the Lumix, and I like the Lumix lens. But I like kept on, was like, well, I'm like, fine, let's just rent it, let's try it out, let's see how I feel about it. And yeah, so I tried it. It's pretty big, it's heavy. Like, I think on the specs that this is like a pound and a few ounces, while the Lumix is definitely not a pound. Like holding the Lumix with my Olympus OMD EM5 Mark III, it's always like, it's when I get a song in my head about it that I can say it easier. The Lumix feels comfortable with the camera. Like, is it big? Yeah, because the M5 is like a small like body, but it doesn't feel like unwieldy. This felt okay, but it was like, it's heavy. Like, it's like, just need to do 15 of these each day in each hand. So the picture, the vlog that I shot is going to be the vlogs that'll be probably published next week, if I can get my act together and finish them in time. It's beautiful. Like, the footage is beautiful. It's, like, I think this lens isn't stabilized, but the Olympus is, and because it's a wider lens, it actually looked good. I'm really impressed by it. It definitely is a good lens. And, you know, just because it says Pro doesn't mean that a noob like me can't use it. Like, it's not a complicated thing. Like, the only thing that sucks is that there we go. It's just heavy. It's heavy. You can't put filters on it because of the bulbiness of the lens. Like, you have to figure out kind of a work shift way. But you know, I'm glad I tested it because now I know. Another thing it didn't really do well is, like, you know, sometimes I take video of food, and it's just nicer to have one lens, and I feel like the Lumix actually worked a little bit better than this. This really couldn't focus on food. Like, if I'm sitting at the table and trying to video, it really just didn't, like, have the sharpness, because I think it was just too close. But the Lumix, I'm pretty sure I did vlog with it, and it was fine. I'll have to check out my footage again, but I'm pretty sure when I did food shots, it was fine. You know, I'd probably do better if, like, you know, like the smaller lenses that I have, like this one, like, it does better, but because it's a different style of lens. But having one lens that I can just deal with is better. The kit lens is good. Like, I have no complaints about the kit lens. I just wanted wider because I just hate, like, flipping over the camera when I'm vlogging and it's like my face is like right there, and I'm like, I don't want my face. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want my face in your face. So yeah, so that's why I was like testing out a new lens. But after Christmas, actually probably January, hopefully before my trip, I can able to purchase. I'm actually purchasing riding boots. I ride horses for those who don't know, and I'm getting my own pair of custom riding boots, well, ordered. So that's going to be December's big purchase. So a new lens, maybe in January. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe. Join me for future coffee talks. I guess eventually, once I get a new webcam, probably next payday, I will, well, actually it won't be next payday, but probably do one more like this, and then I'll start doing some more live streams. So Baby Yoda's dark again because coffee's getting cooler. But anyways, have a great day. If you like this, like it. If there's any topics, because, you know, I want to do travel topics, I want to do like other topics, you know, Disney, Universal topics, whatever. Give me some ideas, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.